time. Welcome to the Cibolo City Council meeting for Monday. It's a rare Monday City Council meeting for October 27th, 2025. We have a full council here tonight. And Pastor Jimmy, would you mind doing us the honor of coming up to lead us in the invocation, sir?
Who you are, God, and we ask that, Father, that your spirit would just resonate here, Father, that everything that takes place, every decision that's made, that it would be made to bring you glory and honor. Lord, we are so thankful for the city that we get to serve in, Father, and pray that you would just bless it immensely. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right. We have presentation of awards and recognitions. First off, we have Mr. Reed's going to lead us in these, but first off, we have the 5-year service award to Dale Roberts from our Public Works Department.
Just keep it right there. Doing this. That's not just up down. So go ahead and give you to hold. Just split it up. So Mayor and Council, thank you for this time. Again, this is the funnest part of our meetings when we get to celebrate our employees and their years of service. You know, the cliche, our people are our greatest asset, and they are. It's not a cliche, right? We have some really great patrol cars. They go nowhere unless you have a qualified professional to serve our community as a law enforcement officer. Our fire trucks, they cost us a lot of money. We always give our fire chief a hard time that they're his $1 million toys. But those pieces of equipment that we purchase are vital to providing fire protection to our community. But they also go nowhere if we don't have our greatest asset, our people, trained professionals. So Dale works in our Public Works Department. It's a department built upon professional staff providing us services across water, wastewater, drainage, parks, facilities, streets, and so on. So tonight, Dale, we're going to celebrate you for your service within the Public Works Department. So I have a letter here to read, and then after that, we're going to take some photographs. Okay. Dear Dale, on behalf of everyone at the City of Cibolo, I want to congratulate you on your 5th anniversary of your employment. You joined our organization on October 13th, 2020 as a Parks Maintenance Worker 1. You were promoted to Parks Maintenance Worker 2 in January 2025. This year signifies a key milestone in your service, and we would like to celebrate your achievements with you today. We know that the growth and success of our departments is dependent on having devoted and capable team members such as you. We want to recognize the contributions you have made in helping us achieve our goals. Your role as a valued team member in the Parks Division is critical to the overall success of the Public Works Department, and you have been instrumental in the completion of numerous tasks and projects across our parks and facilities. Your versatility is evident in your contributions, which range from assisting with landscaping projects at the City Hall Annex and mowing of all of our parks to safely oversee weed control, supporting the setup and breakdown of major city events like Cibolo Fest, which we just had. It was the best one ever, in part because of our great people. So that's just very timely. And Cibolo Summer Nights. Furthermore, your commitment to the department and the community extends through your works supervising and training individuals in the county's Adult Probation Community Service Restoration Program, assigned to improvement and cleanup projects within the city. You also actively support the city's senior program by ensuring its facility needs are met. Your contributions reflect a strong sense of accountability and teamwork, significantly strengthening the department the organization, and the quality of life for all of our residents. To honor your service, we present you with this 5-year service award. People are and always will be our greatest asset. Please know that you are an important part of our team. Your abilities and contributions will be an important part of our continued success. Thank you for everything you've done over these past 5 years. We know and we look forward to the next 5 and more years of you serving the city of Cibolo.
Actually, Kevin's he'll take a picture.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll do it. Thank you, Kevin.
Right here.
Oh, sorry.
1, 2, 3.
You want to say it? Okay, good.
Thank you, Dale. Okay. All right. Next up, we have the 10-year service award for Yolanda Avila from the Municipal Court.
Okay, Yolanda, I'm going to hand you the 10-year plaque. And just like we did for Dale, we will read a letter of appreciation to you for your 10 years of service. Dear Yolanda, thank you and congratulations. On behalf of everyone at the City of Cibolo, I want to congratulate you on the 10th anniversary of your employment. You joined our organization on November 2, 2015 as a Court Clerk 1. Were promoted to Court Clerk 2 in October 2022. This year signifies a key milestone in your service, and we would like to celebrate your achievements with you today. We know the growth and success of our departments is dependent on having devoted and capable team members such as you. We want to recognize the contributions you have made in helping us achieve our goals. You are a valued team member of the municipal court service area, and your commitment over the past 10 years has been essential to our success and to fulfilling your service area's mission to provide fair, equal, and impartial justice. You have been instrumental in many projects, consistently demonstrating a dedication to operational excellence and process improvements across the court. Early in your tenure, you executed a major cleanup project to purge at-large cases and warrants in the Omni software system, which significantly improved the accuracy of our records and helped the court processes cases efficiently and in a timely manner. Beyond your court responsibilities, you have routinely contributed to providing a courteous and professional environment by supporting special events such as Cibolo Fest, as I recognized Dale's contributions earlier, Shred Day, which we had just this past weekend, and the annual holiday parade, which is right around the corner. And you do each one of those just like all of our employees, with a smile and a positive attitude. Most recently, your dedication led you to successfully step into the role of Youth Diversion Coordinator to implement new critical processes for handling juvenile non-traffic citations, ensuring these cases are justly expunged upon the completion of that diversion agreement. Throughout your career and tenure, you have prioritized professional growth. Your latest milestones include the successful completion of your studies and testing to proudly become a certified Court Clerk 2 with the state of Texas, which the efforts already underway to achieve your Court Clerk 3 certification. And that'll be the first Court Clerk 3 that the city has ever had. And I hope that, Yolanda, you won't mind me imposing on you to share with everybody the amount of effort that goes into being a Court Clerk 3. But after I finish reading this letter. To honor your service, we present you with this 10-year service award. People are and always will be our greatest asset. Please know that you are an important member of our team, and your abilities and contributions will be an important part of our continued success. Thank you for everything you have done during these 10 years of service and for your ongoing commitment to our success. We hope that this award will remind you of our appreciation for your hard work and dedication. All right, if you would share a little bit about what this Court Clerk 3 requires of you to gain that level of certification.
So you'll have to do your 3 different groups of testing that are required with every level of testing. You have 15 books that you need to read and then take a test on. Go to 3 different courts of 3 different sizes and create an essay, submit it to the state. They approve it. Once you've completed all those steps, then you will be qualified.
It's a significant certification, but it reflects her commitment, like so many of our employees, to professional development, which is the P in party. That's party with an I, our core values. Thank you. All right, let's take some pictures.
Have the family come up. Family come up, please.
And Peggy will join us.
Peggy Sykes will last. And Valerie.
Just threw a ball over me.
Wow.
Oh, and my sister.
Here, hold on.
Thank you, Miss Yolanda. We appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, Yolanda. All right, next on the agenda tonight is a public hearing. The Cibolo City Council will hold a public hearing to hear public testimony to consider designating a reinvestment zone known as the City of Cibolo Reinvestment Zone Number 2 for purposes of commercial industrial tax abatement located at 3641 Santa Clara Road, specifically a tract or parcel containing an estimated 126.443 acres. Mr., is it Clancy Harden? Is he here tonight? Okay. You're handling it, Rick? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. This item, as just described by the mayor, was noticed 7 days by publication in the Seguin Gazette. Notices were mailed of this public hearing to the Marion ISD, the Cibolo ISD, the Guadalupe Tax Assessor Collector, the County Judge, and Commissioner Gurman. By the way, Precinct 3 Commissioner Gurman is in the audience today and may speak on this. Precinct 4? 4.
It's Precinct 4.
Okay. And we also have representatives from Guadalupe Valley Electric Cooperative. Clayton Hines and Daisy Freeman are here, and they might speak during the public hearing. And with that, this is one of the final procedures in the recruitment effort that we've been working on for the last 12 months. We do have a couple of more steps, but tonight on your agenda, you have this public hearing, you have the ordinance related to this public hearing, and you have approval of the final terms and conditions of the incentive agreements later on in your agenda. But right now, just conduct your public hearing.
Thank you, Rick. All right, I'm going to open up the public hearing. The time is 6:45 p.m. I'm going to open up the public hearing, and if anybody is here tonight in the audience that would like to speak on this item, please come on up to the podium and speak. And just to let everybody know the ground rules, this isn't a Q&A session. And so those of us behind the dais here, we can't necessarily answer questions or respond. This is our turn to hear from you all. So please come on up if you'd like to speak on this item.
Mayor, also, if they will say their name and their address.
Okay, thank you, Joel. Yeah, and if you do come up to speak, just please say your name and address. Come on up, Commissioner Gurman.
It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. This project has been a collaborative effort. Y'all started something really good here. Work with the county. My hat's off to Mr. Rick and Clancy. It's also been work of GVC and Green Valley to make this happen. This project will be a game changer for Cibolo, for the Marion ISD, for that whole area over there. It will be unsurpassed what it will do, and it's clean. I just will say this, that I said it'll be a game changer. We're at third base. We're headed home. Let's get to home plate. Let's work together like we've been doing, and let's make this thing happen because our people all need this, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Gorman. Would anyone else like to come up and speak? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:47 p.m. and move on to our next item on the agenda, which is citizens to be heard. This is the only time during the council meeting that a citizen can address the city council. It is an opportunity for visitors and guests to address the city council on any issue, to include agenda items. All visitors wishing to speak must fill out the sign-in roster prior to the start of the meeting. The city council may not deliberate any non-agenda issue, nor may any action be taken on any non-agenda issue at this time. However, the city council may present any factual response to items brought up by citizens. Attorney General Opinion JC 0169, limit of 3 minutes each. All remarks shall be addressed to the council as a body. Remarks may also be addressed to any individual member of the council, so long as the remarks are about matters of local public concern and not disruptive to the meeting or threatening to the member or any attendee, including our city staff. Any person violating this policy may be requested to leave the meeting, but no person may be requested to leave or forced to leave the meeting because of the viewpoint expressed. This meeting is live streamed. We have 7 people signed up to speak. We're going to start with Kara Latimer. Welcome, Kara.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I am coming to you to speak on a consent agenda item today, specifically concerning the Venado Crossing Plan Unit development. In 2014, Ordinance 1118 was brought before the City Council to form a mixed-use community that blended houses with neighborhood-scale commercial activity. In 2017, Ordinance 1197 amended the 35 acres of commercial retail that was set aside for office use to reduce it to 20 acres. After the developer at that time presented that the project would still include meaningful economic development features and community amenities. That was the balance that council approved for higher residential density offset by commercial components that would benefit the broader city. So that's the reason that this PUD was brought in. However, when the final plat for Unit 4 expired this past June, under your UDC 20.3.5 H1, meaning any new phase must be returned for a fresh approval, many residents are now concerned that they're continuing to build out without doing the commercial track and that their amenities remain untouched. So at this time, Council may wish to note that under your existing PUD ordinances and the city's subdivision regulations, you could have the authority to review these future plats or site plans for consistency with the adopted PUD. That could include verifying the required land uses particularly your 20 acres of commercial, that they are preserved, and that the phasing plans of this PUD show that the public amenities and non-residential portions will be delivered to you, the city. That isn't about dictating their private decisions. It's about ensuring that the development proceeds in balance in the manner council approved and residents were promised. So re-examining the phasing while you have this opportunity and requiring updated timelines or conditioning these new plants on conformance with your PUD mixed use in all ways, and that the intent of the amenities is processed. So Venado Crossing is a reminder that the planned unit development is not just a zoning tool. This is a partnership that's built on the commitment of keeping the commitments, right? Through careful oversight on y'all's behalf that protects both our residents' expectations and the long-term economic health. We've heard conversations about bringing in businesses to support the tax base. This is an opportunity to look at that phasing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mrs. Latimer. Next up, we have Colleen Tyler. Welcome, Colleen.
Okay. Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Colleen Tyler, and I am a resident of Venado Crossing. I'm here tonight to ask you that you do not approve the builder's request for reapproval of Unit 4 in its current form. What I understand is that the original plat was approved in June 2023, but it was never recorded and no extension was requested. According to the city's Unified Development Code, that approval expired June of this year. That rule exists in a reason, to ensure accountability. If a developer lets the plat expire and then simply resubmits it unchanged, it undermines the purpose of the city's standards and the community oversight. When I bought my home, I did so with the belief that the Anemone Center would be available by summer 2024. 2 summers have passed. Nothing has happened. Many other families in my neighborhood have been waiting longer. I am a single mother raising a young child with special needs. That Anemone Center was meant to be a safe, accessible place for families like mine, but it is still not available, and we have had little communication about when that will be. The HOA managers and the builders have only provided vague and conflicting information to the residents of the community. Different timelines, different promises. There's also a serious issue with the misleading builder signage. The builder continues to advertise Venado Crossing as part of SEUISD, when in reality, many of us, including myself, have children who attend Marion ISD, which I did not know about until I was closing on the home. Even the builder had told me my children would be in SEUISD. There is a line on the website for the Texas Education Agency which shows how many of the houses in Venado Crossing, including the Unit 4, where many of them will be split between both districts. And I am concerned for new residents who believe that they are buying into one district and possibly ending up with the challenge of being in another. This kind of information misleads potential buyers and it causes confusion. It needs to be corrected before any new phase is approved. We're not against the growth. We're asking for responsible growth that values residents as much as development. Please delay or condition approval until the developer corrects the misleading school information, addresses the Anemone Center delays, and communicates directly with the residents of the community. Thank you for your time and for standing with the residents of Venado Crossing.
Thank you, Ms. Tyler.
Stephen Gurman, I know I see your name down. Did you want to come speak again? Did you want to say anything else?
No,
Okay, you're good?
spoke.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next up is Kevin Lindquist. Welcome, Kevin.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council, members and families of Cibolo. I come today on behalf of Tri-Coast County Chamber of Commerce on two different things that we have coming up. One here, November 12th, we have the elected officials gathering. The event is a networking event where we have folks that come from 3 different counties, and we talk about different things that are coming up, to include have a good time. So one thing we don't want you to think is something where you just drink alcohol and just have fun. It's more than that. It's a gathering of like-minded individuals where we get to talk. You get to meet other sponsors that are coming out, and we just have a good time while doing that. Second, we have a project coming up. I mentioned it before in April 17th to the 18th, we have our Small Business Leadership Symposium. Within that 2-day symposium, this is geared for 300 personnel. It is a ticketed event, about $30 a piece. And that first day, we're going to have business management training. We'll have other speakers that come out. There is a function there where we're going to ask city officials. It could be a councilman, a councilwoman, a mayor to come out, and we're going to have a TED Talk so you can talk about your city and all the great things that are going on. Within that program, which is the best part, on the second day, we're going to have a Lean Six Sigma certification. So Lean Six Sigma, if folks don't know, it's part of project management. Within that day, we're going to give a white belt certification, which is about 4 hours, which teaches you the basic principles of Lean Six Sigma project management. Now, usually you can go somewhere and you'll pay for that training, but that's actually part of the training that's there. The goal is to ensure that if you have aspirations of going to doing the Lean Six Sigma Green Belt training, which a lot of corporations look for as far as for their project managers, that can lead into supporting Northeast Lakeview College, which we'll be having a training. It's kind of a round robin. Northeast Lakeview College, which I'm not sponsoring, they offer that training for $200 for the Green Belt, which is an 8-week course, which anywhere else is $2,000. However, for folks who attend this training, they'll get that training for free as far as the white belt, and it can possibly lead into more bigger, better things as far as the project management. But with there, we'll have other speakers that'll come out from corporate America. We request speakers from maybe Target, Walmart, HEB. It could be anybody from there. So small businesses can now look at branching their business and their brands into other areas. So once again, it's for $30 a ticket, you get a whole lot that you would get out of another conference that's really anywhere from $500 to $1,000. And once again, it's for our small businesses that are here within the Tri-County. And that's all I have, sir.
All right. Thanks, Kevin. Next up, we have Mrs. Cindy Rose. Welcome, Cindy.
I think he left his phone. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council people, and city workers. I want to read something I wrote about one of my favorite subjects, and I think you'll know in just a minute what I'm talking about. Many thanks to our city council members, mayor, city officials, and city workers for the recent purchase and renovation of the former Noble Group building. A portion of this building has been renovated into the Senior Activity Center. We senior citizens of Cibolo are now blessed with a spacious and modern space in which we can eat, play, chat, and congregate. Notice that the senior center is appropriately called an activity center. Remember that, activity center. On any weekday, a visitor to the center will encounter activities such as dance and exercise classes, card or board games, lectures, workshops, and fun sports like chair volleyball. Come and join us. It is indeed an active center, thanks to our fearless leader, Stephanie Whitson, and a cadre of dedicated volunteers. Thank you, City of Cibolo, for providing our precious senior citizens with an active place in which they feel loved and appreciated. Also, a huge thanks to Dave Weaver and the Grange members.
Appreciate you you being an active part of the Cibolo Senior Program, and I just love to see how quickly and how widely that the Cibolo Senior Program has grown. I remember not too long ago, the Cibolo residents would have to piggyback on the Shirt Senior Program over there at the Shirt Senior Center. And that was just a few short years ago. And now we have a Cibolo program that's going really strong. And thank you for coming out today for the ribbon cutting. Appreciate it. All right, next up we have Josh Cortez. Josh? Welcome, sir.
Mayor and the council, thank you so much for having me here tonight. I want to introduce myself to y'all. My name is Josh Cortez, and I'm running here in the Texas 35th. Is a little low, so if I keep going, then don't mind me. Running here for the Texas 35th Congressional District. As you guys know, and as most people here probably already know, our area has been cut in half. We used to be the Texas 15th for much of Guadalupe County, Wilson, and Karnes County. And now with the new redistricting, we are the new Texas 35th, which will be all of Guadalupe County, all of Wilson, all of Karnes, and a section on the southeast area of Bexar County. It's an area that we're really looking forward to being able to represent in Washington, D.C., myself particularly, because I'm going to be running for the seat here in this area. I was Monica De La Cruz's Deputy Chief of Staff and Political Director in 2022 when we first flipped most of Guadalupe County from blue to red for the Republicans, and since then I've been working for the House Republicans up there all the way until last summer. Previous to that, I was Veterans Liaison and Defense Liaison for our Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison for the whole state of Texas, which was a great value not only to me, but also an opportunity to really serve in this area. I'm the only person running that had a federal and legislative experience, both in the Senate for the Texas Republicans and then also in the House for Texas Republicans as well. So my background spans both Senate and House, and then also was able to work on the president's campaign this past fall up in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. My family's from here. I'm born and bred Guadalupe County, went to New Braunfels Christian Academy for high school. This is my home, and this is a place I'm willing to serve. A couple of things we really want to get ahead of. We have an impending water crisis out in a lot of our rural areas. We want to make sure we're able to get federal grant money for rural water. Also, we want to make sure that we support our local military installations and our veterans in the area. What happens on our military installations greatly affects this region as well. We want to make sure that we also are given Pell grants and federal grants that push more of our students to technical and trade schools. As you guys know, up near Guadalupe, up near Seguin, there's our opportunity for a TSTC. As you probably also know, AI is eating so much of the four-year college degrees for the students that are graduating. The president of OpenAI said about 3 to 4 months ago that there will only be about 70 to 60% of those jobs left for our students. But what we can do is we can have our students work and have them involved at the local levels in trade, in welding, all the different degrees of nursing, plumbing, and being electricians in this area. Have them be able to buy some of the homes out here that are being built in Marion or Navarro or Geronimo, keep them close by, and have our students be able to continue to give back to our economy when they graduate from these programs. If you have any questions, I'll be in the back. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll yield the rest of my time. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. I remember meeting you on National Night Out, and so thank you for coming to our city council meeting tonight, and good luck in your race.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, our last guest tonight is Tammy LaFawn. No? Okay. We good? Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, so that's it for citizens to be heard. We're going to move on to the consent agenda. All items listed below are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the City Council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda. Item A is approval of the minutes of the special City Council meeting that we did on the 14th of October. And approval of the minutes of the regular council meeting on the 14th of October. C, approval of the August 2025 revenue and expense report pending final acceptance of the city's financial audit for the 24-25 fiscal. D, approval of the August 2025 check register, and E, approval of the final plat of Venado Crossing Unit 4. Katie Cunningham, did you have something?
I would like to make a motion to approve A through D and remove E for further discussion.
Second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilwoman Cunningham to approve A through D, but to remove E, which is the approval of the Venado Crossing plat. And so we have a second by Councilman Joel Hicks, and we will go ahead and take a vote. Please vote on your screens. Okay, start the vote. All right, motion carries 7-0. Katie, what's your question?
Sure. So I have several questions. Ms. LaFond very generously hosted an event, or the whole neighborhood did basically, and I was able to meet with them and talk with them about some of the issues that they're having. During that discussion, a lot of the things that were raised tonight were brought up, such as the lack of the amenity center, the issues with their HOA management company, the issues with the dog being charged for maintaining a dog park that they don't have, being in 2 ISDs when signage says something else, false signage in other areas. I did discuss with them that we can only do what we can do based on what we are contractually obligated with the developer on, and what we have in our UDC that we can approve or not approve. So some of those issues, I know that they are working on that with an attorney, and they're making progress on that. They have some go-getters in that neighborhood, and we need to tap them a little bit more for committees, whether they want to or not. But my concern comes with this plat number 4. So we received an email last Tuesday from Mr. Reed, right before that meeting actually, with information on the PIA that we have with the developer. That email showed that there were 6, let me pull it up real quick. There were either 5 or 6 plats that we knew about. Give me 1 second. There are, well, there's 8 technically on this list. 8 sections that we knew about. Sections 1 through 5 show that they are all constructed. We have preliminary acceptance on sections 1 through 3, punch list for preliminary acceptance on on plat 4 or section 4 and section 5. And then we have punch list for final acceptance on sections 1 and section 3. In that email, it said that in the PIA there were some key components. One was the traffic light at Venado Crossing in 78, which I saw that it was trying to get started up. It was flashing. Is it on fully yet? Not yet. So TxDOT usually has those flash for a while, so people get used to seeing a light there. They tricked us with the one at Steel Creek, though, because they put up a sign saying that it would be operational, and then they turned it back off. So don't get your hopes up too high on that. But in that email, we saw that preliminary acceptance for units 4 and 5 would be after the light was operational, and that there were delays with the light due to pieces of it not being ready or on back order or whatever. So that's for preliminary acceptance. My concern is in this chart that we received in the email. It shows that both plat 4 and plat 5 are constructed. And tonight in the memo, we have it says that plat 4 was never filed with the county. So how is it that the developer was able to build the infrastructure for us to get to the point to even being at a punch list for preliminary acceptance of the infrastructure without the plat ever having been filed with the county? And second part of that, are we going to run into that same issue with plat 5? Because it already, the information that we received also shows that that one is punch list ready for preliminary acceptance. So I'm a little concerned about that. If this developer, we already know there's some questionable things going on with signage and with other things in the neighborhood. I'm concerned that now we have things built on plats that were never filed. We also had in this chart plats 6, 7, and 8 where we know the number of lots that they want to build in those. Right now with plat 5, up to plat 5, we'd be at 300 homes. Plat 6, 7, and 8 are 76, 78, and 57 homes in each of those plats. Are they building those sections? Do we know? I mean, I'm concerned about the monitoring of this. I know it's way out on the edge of Cibolo, but we still have to follow our process. So I guess going back to my main question, number one, how are they able to build without ever filing the plat with the county? And two, how are we doing a punch list on something that doesn't even have an approved plat? So I don't know how we came, I feel like we're skipping.
I think I followed your questions, but I'm going to try just to recall and answer some of those. In Texas, it is absolutely normal to have a development that does not go to recording at the county, and at the same time you have construction of infrastructure. What that actually means is the infrastructure is still privately owned and the land is privately owned. We have not accepted that infrastructure, so it's not the responsibility of the city for maintenance. The developers can elect to build the infrastructure. We will then inspect it as it's being built so that we're confident that it's built to our standards and specifications of our engineering standards. And then if the developer holds off on recording, we are able to ensure that the infrastructure that the city will accept is of a quality that the city requires. But the recording of the plat is, what that prevents is the transfer of the individual lots to another party. You can't convey those lots until you actually legally record the plat instrument, but it doesn't have to control the construction of the infrastructure.
Okay, I think I follow that. My follow-up question to that, doesn't the plat outline where that infrastructure should go?
Well, the plat lays out the lot lines, the easements, the legal descriptions, but it doesn't the construction plans will lay out the details on the construction of the water line, the sewer line, curbs, streets, gutters, drainage. It would be in the construction plans, not in the actual plat instrument. So we have parallel process. You have the plat instrument moving towards recording, and you have construction plans moving parallel in the same direction, but those are different, separate reviews and approvals. I think what in the platting process, the developer has the option of putting up a performance bond, and you see that when they're going to record the plat prior to the construction of the infrastructure. So what we have is a guarantee, an instrument, a guarantee that in the event the infrastructure isn't built, the city can draw down that bond and complete the construction of the infrastructure. But that's where the risk is controlled by having that financial guarantee.
Well, see, that's the problem because it's a PUD, and that's why I'm totally against these PUDs, because they kind of do what they want.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the exact terms of the PUD. We'll go back and review that with our city attorney. PUD is an overlay zoning. It controls uses and design, but I'm not sure it necessarily controls timing of construction. And I'll have to sit with the attorneys and work through that PUD and that question of, can we prevent plats from being recorded because a developer hasn't delivered on a particular phase, commercial construction versus residential construction. It does regulate the property. It will tell you the use that can be applied within that PUD, and you can apply a lot of different design criteria in the PUD because you're negotiating the density with the developer and saying you're going to get more lots. In exchange, we're going to get architectural features and elements and design and style, but I'm not exactly sure that the PUD tool allows for the timing of certain construction of certain phases of the development. I'll have to go back and visit that with our.
Well, I understand that, but if they've got an expired, like she said, they've got an expired.
We have an explanation for that here in a second. If you want to go over the plat itself, Aaron will cover the details on the plat, why it's here before you.
Mr. Vasquez, Mayor and Council, if I could just add, I think Mr. Vasquez has explained this extremely well. So let's separate the zoning from the subdivision process. It could be PUD, SF4, SF2. A final plat would be in front of you tonight under the same process. So all the subdivisions that we have been approving over the past 4 years for a final plat has been post-construction, with construction being consistent and built to the standards of the construction drawings and consistent with the final plat. Mr. Vasquez made the eloquent point that by the city holding the plat and not recording it, it prevents a developer from beginning to sell lots to individuals, putting individuals in a very precarious situation because the public infrastructure has not been accepted. And so that's why this is back in front of you tonight. The developer had to, after the preliminary acceptance punch list, had to go back and fix things. I don't know what the reason is why it took them so long, but they have resubmitted. So outside of that, which will be explained, this is our normal process.
And I understand that,
Yes.
Mr. Reed, because, I mean, I was on planning and zoning long before I got on council. My problem is, you know, you've got expired agreements, you've got a developer who is actually flat out lying to these individuals, saying, your kids will be going to SCUC. Nothing wrong with Marion. I think Marion's great. It's a small school. It's very beneficial to many. But you don't tell a buyer, a potential buyer, hey, your kid's going to go here. And I know that that's not because we're not in the sales, but that is a problem when a developer is doing that to our citizens, because these are our citizens.
I understand and agree with that. I'm just separating different issues, and that's a developer's character, but your subdivision process is based upon the criteria adopted by the state of Texas, and we're just here as staff demonstrating with our city engineer that the criteria have been met for the subdivision. If council wants to direct us to work with the developer, as we have done on some others, and bring this back, we would do that. But it's not necessarily based upon the criteria or the standards of Unit 4.
That's
I
exactly what I
personally
want.
would like to kind of table this.
Second.
And have a meeting with the developer to talk about things. And that's worked decently well for us with other neighborhoods. It's difficult sometimes to find a foothold as council to put a pause on things and make sure things are done well. And I think this is giving us that pause button. It's giving us the ability to pause and slow it down. There are other concerns out there as well. They only have one exit. I know another one's planned when they hit a certain amount out into another street. I think that these are, I think we just need to have a discussion about it. Amenities, I've brought this up before. I know I feel like I've said it 1,000 times. We have got to do something about amenities. I don't know if we put them in our PIA with the developers or what, but this is an ongoing issue with every single neighborhood where amenities are promised, and then it becomes the city's problem because the developer is not putting in those amenities. And then we have residents who are being lied to 5, 10 years down the road. They still don't have their amenities, and they're still coming to us about it. And it's not fair for the residents who are being told that they're getting these things. It's not fair to us, but I don't even know what since we don't have a contract for the amenities, there's nothing we can do about it. So I think that should be a separate discussion later in a council workshop or something, but we have to address that in some way, at least have a city procedure on it or recommendations to a developer like, hey, if you don't build your pool, you're gonna get questions from council. But I'll make a motion to table this until we can get it.
So there's
I would like to also make a comment here real quick. I'd just like to make a comment that in the PIA that we were sent by email, it says benefits to the parties. And I'm just looking to see what the benefits have been, because I feel as a city, we have delivered with a Venado lift station to make certain that the homes were going to have waste, where that was going to go to. And I just don't feel like there have been any deliverables from the developer to this particular subdivision and to the city. So it says here, the city shall benefit from this agreement by virtue of the construction of the public improvements, which will provide 1, additional public trail and park facilities, 2, arterial and collector streets, traffic signalization, and drainage improvements that will enhance accessibility and improve traffic flows, particularly to FM 78. The developer shall benefit from this agreement by virtue of the sanitary sewer services that will be made available to the property and by satisfaction of the city's parkland, drainage detention, and arterial and collector street requirements and assessments that will accrue by performance of its obligations under this agreement. I feel that we have been quite compliant to this agreement so far with that Venado lift station. I feel that this has become a public and safety issue just as well, and it has to take priority. I would be more inclined to hear this expiration of the plat per the developer had there been more intention
in fulfilling its obligations that it has promised to the residents of Venado Crossing and to the city. Thank you.
Please vote, Norma. Okay, motion carries the table 7-0. We're going to move on to 9, staff update. Mr. Reed?
1 second, Mayor. All right. While I begin my city manager administrative update, Tracy Beekman will put up on the screen just a slideshow of our Cibolo Fest. So we're just going to let that roll in the background because to recap the Cibolo Fest for this year, it was the best Cibolo Fest to date. We had more wristband sales, larger attendance. We had food vendors sell out of their food. We had craft vendors, in fact, sell out via their comments to staff. And so we know that our vendors were doing well. One of the food vendors said, I sold more in one day here than 3 days at the Seguin Pecan Festival. So what a great comment for us to hear, that we're driving good traffic to our Cibolo Fest and the vendors are benefiting. The patrons who are visiting are benefiting. And so we also exclamated this year's Cibolo Fest with a fireworks show, the first one that we've ever had. So as that rolls, let me just read on through my update. The Ron Peedy Memorial Community Garden is complete. It is now open. Public Works will continue to provide maintenance support for the Master Gardener Association, which is now working with us to maintain that. The FY25 Street Rehabilitation Package number 1, that's Deer Creek Boulevard, Green Valley Road, and 1, and Green Valley Road 2, they are all complete. And then the FY25 Street Rehabilitation Package number 2, that's Silver Wing, which is substantially completed, Town Creek Road, which is currently under construction, and scheduled to have the first layer of asphalt completed the week of November 10th, so just a couple of weeks away. And then Firebird Run, that is not started, as I've said many times in my updates to you. That project is scheduled to start January 5th so that it avoids the holiday period. Deer Creek drainage improvements, if you've driven by, they have been completed. This was the reconstruction by the contractor. The contractor paid for the reconstruction. That was not an additional cost to the city because their improvements initially failed. So they made good on their standards and the contract. Saratoga microsurface package. This was completed last week, 1 week ahead of schedule. Pavement markings will be completed in the next couple of weeks. Public Works will complete the final walkthrough once striping is complete in the next couple of weeks, as I just said. Public Works staff has already begun to identify areas that need to be addressed, but overall, a very successful micro seal project in the neighborhood of Saratoga. And again, Council, this is about applying the right treatment at the right time to extend the life of our roads and not have to find ourselves milling and overlaying streets, or even more so, reconstructing streets within the first 20 years. So this application, which is 1/8 to 1/4 inch thick, will extend the life of these roads 5 to 7 years. And based upon what I see, I'm confident it's a good 7 years here. That allows us at the end of the 7 years to come in with not a slurry seal or a micro seal like this, but more of a slurry seal that seals this back up. It'll extend the life of the roads a little bit more before a significant mill and overlay type of project would have to occur. And then on hold, or the contractor will resume work November 3rd for the FM water line extension. That's Buffalo Place to Shady Meadows. So that's a long FM 78 going towards Schertz. Also the FM 78 sewer rehabilitation. There's a pre-con for that, and we're moving forward with construction beginning November 3rd. No updates on the other projects, so I'll just skip right through that. We've already, many of you celebrated today the soft opening of the Cibolo Community Center, and we had one of our seniors give praise to the council and the city for what it's done by providing a larger, more comfortable setting for the senior program, which has grown over the last several years that it was located at the Grange Hall. And again, we showed our appreciation for the Grange Hall for the Jackson family that sold the property to us over there. It was a very nice soft opening, well attended. Appreciate all of you who made it to the event. I want to also, in addition to the email that I've sent, let you know that there's the Thanksgiving luncheon for employees on November the 20th. Council is always invited, so we'll continue, and that'll be held here in the council chamber. We'll continue to remind you of the Thanksgiving employee luncheon for you to attend. And then we have the annual employee awards event, which is on December 12th, and more details to follow on that event. Thank you very much. That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. All right. Before we get on to item 10, I wanted to skip ahead to item 11H because we do have Jimmy and I think at least one other person from Everyday here. And so we're several people from Everyday. And so we're going to go on to item H, which is discussion action on a request from a local nonprofit organization, a church, Everyday Fellowship, to allow a banner to be placed over the road at Main Street and 1103 to advertise a free community event in December and to coordinate with GVEC and the city to hang the banner. Councilman Hicks.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate you allowing this to go up. If I could call them on up. I asked for this discussion. Pastor Mitten came last council meeting and asked for it. I put it on the agenda. I did a little bit of research. According to Mr. Reed, I know that he looked into it. We don't have any fees associated with this. So he had me contact GVEC. I called GVEC and they're like, no, y'all had a permit for a banner on Borgfeld and Cibolo Valley Drive. So instead of 1103 and Main Street, it would be being put up at Borgfeld right there by Zaxby's, P. Terry's. And we just need to have a discussion and approval because there's no fee, because we don't have a fee schedule. So we'll have to have either Mr. Reed in his office or the secretary, somebody from Cibolo, reach out to GVEC and tell them that it's all right. I know that they've got dates that they want to put it up for a month. That's generally how long it goes up, is for a month. I know that right now, I don't know which one it is, but it's on Schertz Parkway. There's your crossover at the railroad tracks at 78. Schertz has one up right now. And last month it was for the Guadalupe County Fair. So I'm just asking that, because I know that they're asking for possibly putting up some signage on our, because we've got 3 electronic signs. We've got this one across the street at the Noble Group that we just unveiled today. The one at CVS and the one at Fire Station 2, just to say, hey, we are having Christmas in Bethlehem on the second weekend of December. So it'll be the 3 days then, but they're just asking for a little bit of publicity to get as many people out there. It's a free event, so.
Sure. Okay, makes sense. And so the banner would be up for about a month, and it'll be at Borgfeld and 1103?
No.
Or no, I'm sorry.
Cibolo Valley Drive.
Cibolo Valley, okay. Cibolo Valley and Borgfield instead of Main Street and 1103. Okay.
And nobody from the city will have to do any lifting of this. Once they get their banner, they'll take it to GVEC.
GVEC will put it up.
GVEC will put it up, and GVEC will come and take it down. And so it won't be any time or any manpower from the city other than Mr. Reed or somebody putting together something either on the digitals or him doing a permit. I know that we don't have, because he told me we don't have it on our schedule, our fee schedule. So like we couldn't charge him this year, but we might need to discuss at a later date. I know I'm coming off council, but I'm discussing putting a banner, maybe $25 permit fee to put a banner up, something like that. But
so
for now.
Yeah, I think for now, maybe we can just file it under miscellaneous sign permit, for the $25, and then the church will provide the actual banner, right? Okay.
We shouldn't charge them, yeah. Well, we shouldn't charge them just because we don't have a fee schedule right now.
Yeah, so either a no-cost permit
Right.
or, but for
Right.
now, what I'm
No
saying is just
cost.
miscellaneous, because we don't necessarily have one set up for this, but we'll just put it under that category.
And Mayor and Council, my conversation with Mr. Hicks is if you give me direction tonight to process this request, and Mr. Hicks did accurately describe this, this is a banner attached to GVC equipment, which has the right to be in our right-of-way. They process everything. We don't have to lift a finger. But from the city side, I think if you just direct me to process this so that we have a record of the banner going up over our right-of-way, we'll make that happen, and it's at no cost this year. Mr. Hicks also captured the comment, maybe we should implement one. I've requested this from the city of Schertz on how they process it when it's the same arrangement. GVC equipment, that's the banners are being hung from, and we'll just mirror that process, bring that forward to the council as a proposed permit in the city of Cibolo.
Okay, Jimmy, did y'all want to say anything? Go ahead.
Well, we just wanted to say that we've always wanted to partner with the city of Cibolo and bringing people out. You know, we try to partner with the city and with the police and with the fire on different occasions, and this is just another opportunity to do that. CIB has been, Christmas in Bethlehem has been an event that we put together every year, and it has only grown every year, and it brings people in from all over. And so I think this is just another event for the city of Cibolo to be known for. So.
Thank you very much for doing this for the community. I know that y'all always take part in the Christmas parade, all dressed up with the Christmas in Bethlehem.
And
I
the donkey.
wouldn't really call it costumes, but,
Gear.
the robes and
Their
stuff.
gear.
It looks
Yeah.
good, looks good.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you. Any discussion from council?
Do y'all have the date that y'all want the
From
banner to
November
go up?
12th to December 12th.
Okay. Got it. Mr. Reed, did you say something?
Nope, if you just give direction to work with this church to have a banner up from the dates that were just stated, November 12th to December 12th, at no cost, we will make that happen.
Okay, I'll let you make that motion, Joel.
I make a motion or direction to the city manager to move forth in contacting GVAC and getting them the permit or whatever they need, a letter from us stating those dates that Pastor Jimmy said, and if they've got something, or work with you in your office or work with the city secretary's office, I don't know who does the digital signs. Jeanette, she's still here? Yes. Get with
Second.
Jeanette and see if maybe you can put it up there for 5 seconds every so often, run that, so.
Okay, all
Thank you.
right. Thank you very much, Joel. So Joel made the motion and Norma Sanchez Stevens seconded it. Let's just vote. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you be more specific about the electronic signs that may be done?
We were talking about the banner. We could bring back something on the 18th, November 18th for
I'm
the
sure I'll put
electronic
digital
message
signs on
center
it too,
sign.
but-
Well, I think that'll be after the start date,
Okay.
because they want to have it up by November 12th as far as the banner, you know what I mean?
They want the banner up.
But as far as the electronic, can the church provide that to the city?
The banner?
No, the information for the market,
Yes,
for the
yes.
electronic sign.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can.
I think we just need the name of the event, the location, and then the dates. That's all we need,
Yeah.
right?
It's a completely free event. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We can do that.
So we're talking about just putting that as one of the pages that rotates on there?
Yes.
Yes, sir,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Exactly. That's how it works.
Yeah, but she wants it.
Okay. All right.
It wouldn't be the stay up there the whole time. It'd just be like, we got elections going on right now. We had shred day. It'd just be one that would roll through. That's all.
Yep. Please vote. I don't know why my screen isn't coming in. All right. Well,
Thank you, guys.
okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it, guys.
Why are we doing it again?
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Why are we doing it again?
All right, now skipping back to item 10, ordinances. We have A, approval, disapproval of an ordinance of the city of Cibolo designated, oh wait, never mind. Well, no, actually, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Designated a reinvestment zone known as the City of Cibolo Reinvestment Zone Number 2 for purposes of commercial industrial tax abatement located at 3641 Santa Clara Road, specifically a tract or parcel containing an estimated 126.4343 acres. Rick and Mr. Reed, did you want us to go to executive session about this, or are we good?
We're good.
We're good.
Okay,
No
go ahead, Rick.
executive session.
Mayor and council, this is an ordinance in relation to the public hearing held earlier in your agenda. This is creating the City of Cibolo Reinvestment Zone Number 2. This is a requirement of the Texas Tax Code prior to the City Council considering any form of a tax abatement. You must create a reinvestment zone. This zone will be 126 acres located at 3641 Santa Clara Road. The notice was sent to the Seguin Gazette and published for 7 days. Mailed notices were sent to Marion Shirt, Cibolo, Guadalupe Tax Assessor, Collector, the County Judge, and Commissioner Gurman. This is one of the final procedures required to complete this recruitment process. We do have a couple of other minor steps. In addition, on your agenda later, we're agreeing to the final terms of the incentive agreement. But this is just the approval of the ordinance to create a boundary around the property owner's property so we can consider a tax abatement.
Make a motion to approve 10A as described.
Okay, so we got a motion by Councilman Hicks, second by Councilwoman Donetta Roberts. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. Okay, next up is 11A, discussion action regarding the city's water and wastewater utility rate study by Wildan Financial Services and recommendation on changes to the utility rate fees. Mr. Jackson with Wildan Financial Services, he came and spoke earlier, right? Is he?
And Mayor
Okay.
Anna Miranda will handle this part of the item
Is
in
the
the regular
question to
session.
do the 3-year or 5-year? Is that what we're looking at?
That is, along with the utility rate recommendations.
Okay, thank
Over
you.
a 3-year period versus a 5-year period, yes.
Got it.
So the recommendation that was made tonight in the presentation was a wastewater rate increase for January of 2026. No water rate increase would take effect at that time. The question is, does council want to see a fee schedule at a November 6th meeting or wait until November 18th meeting that were postponed at budget time?
Okay, so the motion was to table this, is that right, until the 18th? Okay, and then we have a second on that? Okay, we have a motion by Councilwoman Roberts, second by Councilwoman Sanchez Stevens. Please vote.
And
Okay, so that is successfully tabled. Thank you.
Until November 18th? We'll bring an ordinance on November 18th.
And then Mayor.
Yeah, they're free, it's good now.
Mayor and council members, if you have any questions on the utility rate plan recommendations, if you would email me and Anna Miranda. So I sent you an email last week, so you could respond to that email. I'll resend it tonight. Any questions that you have, or if you would like to come in and meet with Anna and myself to go over the details of that utility rate plan study, we will make ourselves available. Of course, this week, many of you, including myself, are out of town. So if any of you who are staying in town want to meet with Anna, you can do that. But most likely, the meetings will be next week. Thank you.
Maybe I can meet with you up there sometime, Mr. Reed, and discuss this.
Thank you, Ms. Miranda. Okay, next up is 11B, discussion action to authorize the city manager to submit a final incentive offer for Project Theo. Rick, hello again.
Corporate recruitment is a team sport, and we want to thank this city council for working with us for almost a year as we worked with the prospect and developed the incentive package as well as the incentives that they feel they need in order to make their final investment decision. There's a lot of members on the team, in addition to this city council, that led this effort. We would like to thank the Guadalupe County Commissioners Court. Commissioner Gurman, I think, had to leave, but we've worked very close with the Commissioners Court, specifically Commissioner Gurman and the judge. We've also worked with the county attorney. Also want to recognize the Planning and Zoning Commission. They have entertained several amendments to the Unified Development Code in order to facilitate the developer's project and made recommendations to the City Council to amend the code in order to facilitate this prospect. We also want to thank the Economic Development Corporation. They'll be providing an infrastructure grant as part of the total incentive package. We would also like to recognize GVEC. Daisy Freeman is here, along with Clayton Hines. If y'all want to speak, or do you wish you were good? Okay, we want to thank them. They've been with us every step of the way to make sure that for a facility of this size, they would have adequate power to operate their facility. Just a little bit of background on the project. The project is a Fortune 500 company. They plan to develop a next generation distribution fulfillment center. This will be run by robots and high-tech equipment, along with the operators to manage that equipment. The project has a minimum capital investment of $450 million and a minimum employment of 425 full-time equivalents with a wage above the median salary for the San Antonio MSA, so a great level salary. We'd also like to recognize the City Manager's Office and Greater SATX as they've worked in leading this project through the recruitment process. The team was instrumental in facilitating the site selection, the site feasibility. We have had numerous pre-development meetings with planning, public works, engineering, the building department, fire department. Just has been a real collaborative effort to make sure we push this project over the finish line and land this corporation. This is what the final incentive package will look like. The city is offering the prospect of 75% property tax abatement for 10 years under the Chapter 312 tax abatement program, the program which you just created a redevelopment zone for. We will offer, at the end of the 10-year period, 50% property tax rebate just on the M&O portion of the tax rate, not the INS section, and that would be for 5 years as well. There is also a sales tax performance-based incentive in the deal. The company will be entitled to a 50-50 split of the sales tax receipts. The estimates are there'll be about $5 million worth of sales tax per year. We'll split that two and a half between the company and 2.5 with the city. There's a cap on their 2.5 though. If more than 2.5 is generated, the city would receive 100% of those funds. The EDC will be providing a $300,000 utility extension grant to the project to secure the project here in Cibolo. And we will cap the permit fee for the construction at
deteriorated, being ripped and everything, and not being properly replaced. So Cintas does provide a service where they do a thorough inspection of every uniform that they pick up from our facility. They actually scan the tag, provide us with a report with what they're doing, which is what we currently don't receive. So if there is a uniform that is damaged, Cintas does do that replacement at no cost to the city.
No cost to the city?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Motion to approve 11F.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Hicks, second by Councilwoman Roberts. Please vote. All right, we got uniforms. Great. Yes, sir. All right, let's go on to executive session 12. The City Council will meet in executive session as authorized by the Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, consultation with attorneys, Section 551.087, economic development, and 551.074, personnel matters to discuss. Project Theo, city manager appointment, employment, evaluation, and duties, and C, city secretary, deputy city secretary appointment, employment, evaluation, and duties. Time is, let's see, 8:26 p.m. We're going to go in executive session.